hungry for it, man. You know I gotta get it. I hit the ground running. You know I gotta get it. I see that money coming. You know I gotta get it. I gotta get it, yeah, I gotta get it. Whatever's necessary, you know I gotta get it. Bullshit is secondary, you know I gotta get it. They say we legendary, you know I gotta get it. I gotta get it, yeah, I gotta get it.
And y'all, welcome to Detroit City. I say welcome to Detroit City. Every place, everywhere we go. Yeah, we be everywhere we roll. That's around, and they all know tricky. That's what's good, and they all say tricky. Only it's been a long time coming, and I'm straight with that. Personal call is 50 dollars a late track. The reason you hear it banging, he produced it himself. My band, almost forgot to introduce myself. My name is Jack Click, and your goon squad and gangsters are banging the underground. 95 for bank, elected to be the veteran, certified a minute. Holding it down, just a roll about a third. You heard about me. Speaking of, we'll see how the tracks will be with these and me. Yeah, we'll see we connected up in the game. I'm just one taste the pain. I'm chasing the paper product, giving names to pain. Accusations to violence. No, you done heard of that. $250 million for beating the rap. The boy holds me up. Shady to put it out. Sick, chicken, Eminem. Detroit back in their mind. My gangsters and all my thugs. Rolling hands with the show some love. And y'all, welcome to Detroit City. Welcome to Detroit City. Everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. And y'all know tricky. That's what's good. And y'all say tricky. Cut 'em. Cut 'em. Cut 'em. Yeah. Welcome to Detroit City. And I'm playing that song because of my next guest. It's your homeboy Marla Pimp, a.k.a. MTP. And welcome to another edition of the Pimpoholic Tv Podcast. And as always, I got a very, very, very special guest in this motherfucker. Legendary right here. You know what I'm saying? This is my partner right here, man. We go back to like 2005 right here. Legendary nigga in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? This man got an imprint on the Detroit music scene. I'm talking about my nigga, my brother, the legendary DJ motherfucking HENHOUSE.
Oh, what's up, homie? What's good?
Welcome to Pimpoholic TV, DJ HENHOUSE, and how you doing, homeboy?
Hey, man, I'm in a great space because I'm on Pimp TV right now, baby. Don't get no better. You feel me?
Hey, listen to this, HENHOUSE. I'm just saying, bro. I had to get you on here, bro. I had to get DJ. Man, let me, before you say it, let me just say this, bro. When I first came to Detroit, I moved to Detroit in 2005 from New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. Now, I'm from Tennessee, but I was living in New Orleans working with the homeboy Free BG. And then when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, we all relocated to Detroit. Let me say this. You might not know this, but this is how I first seen you. We didn't meet at this time. This is how I first seen you, bro. We in Detroit, and we came to a DJ record pool meeting that my homeboy, rest in peace, Doc, Dr. Lee Goodwin, rest in peace, Doc.
Yeah.
Doc had his hands in this record pool. I don't know if he organized or whatever, but he was kind of like the host of the record pool or whatever was going on. So Doc was hosting the record pool. We was there on the strength of Doc. It was a few people on the panel. You was one of them. I don't know who the fuck you was at the time, but I'm a street nigga. I pay attention to vibes and shit people say and the way people react. I pay attention to shit like that. This is what I remember right here. You got, I don't know who the fuck you was, bro. You got there and spoke, and you was saying, yeah, man, Detroit, we need to support our own motherfucking artists. This is exactly what you said, word for word. Detroit, we need to support our own motherfucking artists. I'm tired of DJs coming to Detroit and not playing Detroit artists. Detroit, we need to support our own motherfucking artists. This is Detroit right here. I'm looking like, where the fuck is DJ HENHOUSE nigga is? He's speaking some shit, and these niggas in the crowd, from what I'm seeing, is not objecting to this shit. And ain't nobody checking him on this. So whoever the fuck this nigga is right here, I just been up here a month or two, but whoever the fuck this nigga is right here, he's somebody. Based on, I don't know this motherfucker, but based on the shit he's saying and the intensity he's saying it with, and I'm looking niggas in the crowd, ain't nobody objecting. I'm like, okay, so whoever this DJ HENHOUSE nigga is, he's okay. Okay, we need to get close to this motherfucker right here. That's the first time I ever seen you, bro. You feel me?
Respect it, bro. And shout out to Dr. Goodwin, a good friend of all of ours, because
right.
prior to you guys coming down, I had just kind of recently met him myself.
Okay.
And really, that's how this whole thing kind of started with him and Carol Dorsey. And man, it's crazy. I think back to, I want to say that was probably right before we had that big blackout.
All right.
And Dr. Goodwin had brought damn it, Master P's boy, Soldier Slim to the city. And let me tell you this story real quick.
I got to give a shout out to my sponsor, the Chattanooga Cigar Club. Again, the Chattanooga Cigar Club. Let me tell you all about the Chattanooga Cigar Club. The Chattanooga Cigar Club is Chattanooga's premier cigar and hookah lounge, open Thursday through Sunday with ladies free on Friday and live music up until 10 o'clock. Keep in mind, you can also rent the building for your own events from Sunday through Wednesday. Shout out to my guys D. Scott and Kurt at the Chattanooga Cigar Club. For more information, log on to ChattanoogaCigarClub.com. Again, salute to my sponsor, the Chattanooga Cigar Club. Much love. Yeah.
So he brought Soldier Slim to the city. I was running a strip club called Chocolate City at the time. And we was going to do a video. Right? He wanted to get some clips of it and do it inside his club. I'm like, bet, let's do it. They got to the city, and it was a nationwide brownout. This was the year that all the states had shut down. Then nobody had no power, no crazy shit, right? So I'll never forget Dr. Goodwin saying, "Hey, what happened? You ain't paid your bill, dog? What's going on?" I'm like, dog, it's not me. It's all over the city. But I'm saying that to say that was kind of like the beginning of just a greater picture. And even with you talking about that record pool meeting, and man, you know, it's funny that you talk about that, and a lot of people from the city who have been around me, they know I've been saying the same thing for years. You know what I'm saying? If we not supporting ours, it don't make no sense. Ain't no reason a DJ coming in here from out of town and he not playing none of our records and he in our city. And I done said that about Biz Markie and a few other ones. Right, that ain't no hate to them. That ain't no disrespect. But don't come to my city playing the big parties and you don't play none of our artists. That's a bullshit to me. Because if I go into other markets, the first thing I do is stop at the record store or call my DJs that's in that particular market. Hey, what's the hottest shit going in y'all city right now? And I'll transfer that into saying, when I was down and I went to Atlanta to do a party for Lil Wayne at the Atrium, me and DJ Fahrenheit. I went to the record store, and that was Earwax, I want to say that was down there, but whatever it was, I went to the record store like, yo, what's the hottest independent shit out here? Dude gave me some records, and one of the records was So Icy.
Gucci. Salute.
I played that shit that night. Now, here's the crazy shit. I didn't even know that was Gucci record. I thought it was Young Jeezy's record because I got it on a promo or some shit like that. But long story short, played it that night at the Atrium. They went crazy. I flew back home to the strip club that next night, that Sunday night. Played the shit out like 3 times that night. That Monday, every strip club DJ in the city like, nigga, what the hell was that you was playing over there last night? The So Icy record. Transfer later on down, I end up getting a plaque for the shit. You know what I mean? And I was like, dog, that was just from going into another market and playing somebody else's music and bringing it back to my city and being the first one in the city to play it. So again, that's why I say when I'm talking about why we got to support our own artists, because I'd have been out there, being a part of the core DJs, a Heat DJ, you know, I'd have been a part of several different organizations on top of my own. So it ain't no surprise about how the game is supposed to be played from the DJ perspective. You know what I mean? And when the motherfucker you sit in the room trying to figure out why I'm saying what I'm saying, because I was the only one, me, Tyrone Bradley, DJ LaRock. Those were the three record pools here in Detroit. That's the Innovative Jocks, the United Dance Music Association, the Detroit TNA DJs. That's what it was. We had a coalition of DJs now. But before then, when all of us met, it was just those three. I was the only entity from the streets, and I was controlling all the strip club DJs throughout the city of Detroit at that time, which at that point we had probably about 36, 37 strip club DJs, because our clubs open from 12 in the afternoon to 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so you got 2 shifts of DJs. So you figure here you got 20-some clubs, you got quite a few DJs. You know what I mean? So that was the imprint and the I want to say the control of the streets, because strip clubs are open 7 days a week here.
Right.
Now you figure that with clubs open 7 days a week, you got 2 DJs per club per day. If the record hot and each one of these DJs dropping a record throughout their shows, throughout the entire week, look at the spins a local artists will get here in the city of Detroit just independently.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just independently.
Right.
That's without any radio support.
Right. I get that.
So they couldn't really understand why we had the kind of pressure that we did. Now, mind you, this was before your streaming platforms and Spotify and all of that really took off like it did.
Right.
So we were able to have more control over how the records was coming out. Now it's like, everybody doing it at the same time. There's no real way to kind of judge it unless the DJ himself has a relationship with said artist or said record label, and they make sure that that individual gets the record first. But even at that point now, it don't matter, because if you ain't got 2-3 million people following you on your social media page, they might hear from somewhere else way before they hear from you.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just what that is. But I appreciate that love on that, bro. I never knew I never knew that was the first encounter with that.
That's my first encounter. I want to ask you a question based off something you just said, and this wasn't even part of my questions to ask you. But basically, what you saying, what you did with the So Ice record, in DJ terms, what you did was you basically broke that record in Detroit.
Yes,
what you basically did.
Exactly.
So, let me ask you this: as a DJ, okay, back in the days, hear what I'm saying, give me the best answer you can. Back in the days as a DJ, because the game has changed now, but back in the day as a DJ, DJs took pride in breaking records. They took pride in, okay, this is a hot record. Nobody's ever heard this before. I'm going to be the first one to play it and put y'all up on it. No matter how much money was involved, the fact that it's a hot record, and as a DJ, I like this record, and I think this can rock, I'm going to be the first to play it, no matter what the budget is.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was the DJ's mindset back in the day.
Yeah.
Now, the modern DJ is, I'm not going to play it unless you pay me. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you can have a hot record, but in the modern DJ's mindset, the record hot, that's So Ice is hot, but how much you going to give me to play it? And if this guy doesn't have a budget, you won't play the shit. You follow what I'm saying? So when did the game change from, as a DJ, from I want to break the record until now, fuck it. Unless, if you don't pay me, I'm not going to play it. And with that being said, you have a whack record. But if it's paying me, I'll burn this bitch in the ground. You follow what I'm saying? So when did it go from being about the talent and the hotness of the record to I don't care how the record sounds, it can be fucking garbage, but I'll play it if you pay me?
Man, listen.
You understand what I'm asking you?
Yeah, no, I understand the record. And this is what I'm going to say, Mom. So for me, and this will go back to one of the reasons when, like you said, you were standing in that room and you heard me talking and you was looking around and wasn't nobody saying shit, because I've been that very same nigga about a nigga's record. Dog, I used to tell motherfuckers, you can't buy my airtime. You don't have that kind of money. But if I like your record and I feel like I can do something with it, I'm going to get behind it and support it. Now, you going to show me how much you appreciate me in return for what I do for you. See, to me, I can't ask you for a donation. You just got to show me what it's worth to you. Because if you show me what it's worth to you, then I'm going to go that much harder. Because at the point I like it. See, this, I always say this. When the dope is good, it sells itself. It always has, it always will. That'll never change. That'll never change no matter what it is. That's food dope. That's weed. That's liquor. That's pussy. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? If it's anything along those lines, if a motherfucker like it, they're going to be in tune to it. My thing and how me and Doc even got together was I didn't hold him up. If I heard a record and I liked it, and because I didn't work at a radio station, I'm my own boss. If I hear a record and I like it, I'm playing that shit in the club. Then if I get a response out of the girls in the club, then guess what? That record gonna get some action. And I've done that. That was what my career was built on. It wasn't about necessarily no money. We can get money. That's easy. We need distribution points. You know what I'm saying? This is no game. It's all the same shit.
Right, of course, right.
You need multiple distribution points. Multiple distribution points add up to, here you got 27 strip clubs with 46 motherfucking DJs or whatever the case may be. Those are multiple distribution points for independent artists.
What's up? I got to give a special shout out to my sponsor, the AM Group LLC. Let me tell y'all about the AM Group LLC. The AM Group LLC is an independent distribution company that offers essential services such as internet, home security, energy, identity protection, wireless, and more. Secure your homes and businesses. Get a free consultation from my homegirl, Miss Nori. Email the amgroupllc@gmail.com to schedule your appointment. You can also visit www.isnorinori.com. Click the services tab to check out all the deals that they offer. Salute to my sponsor, the AM Group LLC. Much love. Y'all go check them out.
These are multiple opportunities for your record to be getting moved through the streets, and that's just from the strip clubs. We ain't talking about when it bubble over and it hit to the regular clubs before it even gets to radio. Right?
Right.
Because it's a trail, it's a path to get there. Now for the DJs, where they lost their way at was, even for me, bro, I tell you, I'll never forget, I was at All Stars. Motherfucker came up to me like, hey, yo, with no disrespect to these dudes, put that Laffy Taffy on. I said, yo, here, I got a tip for you, my man. It ain't even about the tip. The record whacked to me. It probably some people there, that might have been me being a little cocky for my own shit, but I'm like, before I play that shit, I'm gonna play some hot ass Detroit shit. That's me though.
Right.
But then here's me where I got out, I hit the country. I went around the country. I know what was going on. I had DJs in the city, had never been nowhere until I was telling them, come on, come to the Core DJ Conference. Come on, go down to Hobby Down. Come on and do this, you know what I'm saying? Come on, hit some of this other shit with some other DJs at from some other spots so that you can hear some other shit. So that you broaden your horizon and your palette in terms of the music that you touch, and not nothing else, develop relationships.
Right. Important.
Develop relationships. And see, that's part of the problem now. Everybody talking about the bag. Dog. If all you good for is the bag, then our shit ain't really genuine. I'm cool with that if that's how you want it. I ain't turning down your money, but what I'm saying to you ultimately is, Maul called me, hey, I want to do X, Y, Z, woo. Let's do it. I ain't asked you for a dime. I'm going to figure out how we going to eat out of it.
Right.
You feel me? I'm going to figure that out. It ain't that big, because the most important part is, let's create that look. Because the look is so much bigger than everything else.
Right.
So much bigger than everything else. So, man, for me, bro, they lost their way when it started getting into the DJ payola situation. And, you know, well, not getting into that. That was already in place. But when it started formulating through some of the DJ organizations. And then at the point they was soliciting artists to pay them and then unable to deliver on their promises.
Right.
To the artists.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
When you're unable to deliver on that. And then, you know, you had a lot of people who, you know, with no disrespect, kind of watched to see what I was doing just from the citywide and decided they was going to try to copy that or duplicate it. And that's fine. You can duplicate it, but if you don't know what the next move is or what's required out of it, then you kind of hustling back. It's like playing spades. You can have a Boston in your hand, but if you don't know how to play it, you'll get set.
Yes, right.
You know what I'm saying?
True story.
You can get set. So if you don't know what the next move is or how it's supposed to be, you only gonna be able to get so far.
Right.
So it just comes down to a point where the DJs lost their way because they got more about the money opposed to having a passion of breaking records. Like, dog, I'm putting on shows. I'm giving the artists. You ain't even got to pay. Come in. You ain't even got to sell no tickets. Just come on. Only thing I ask you to do is promote yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't promote you. I done did my thing. We in the venue. You see the flyers, the street team. I done did my part. Where is your end at? Because if you can't produce for me, you damn sure. If you can't produce for you, you damn sure can't produce for me.
Right.
Those are facts.
Right. I agree with that, bro. I agree
You know
with
what I'm
that.
saying? That's what that is. So, I love the DJ game. I'll never turn my back on it. And I'm always one of those ones who about the business aspect of it. But I think the passion alone is supposed to carry anything else. And that shouldn't be just dedicated to, let's say, the particular artist that you're working with. I get it. I ain't saying don't get your money. I'll never say that. But there do come a time when there's a record that's good that you got to get behind, and they may not have that budget. But then you set a situation up where like, look, this is what I can do for you. Make sure you put it on paper. That cancels everything else out now, as far as I'm concerned. We ain't got to go into no beef or fighting about it and no shit like that. If let's put it all on paper, I'll give you the support. That's easy.
Let me ask this, HENHOUSE. Let me ask this on that same note. Have you ever came across an artist or a record that was presented to you and you turned it down and you weren't feeling it, and then months later or a year later it blew up and you was like, damn, this nigga approached me. I wouldn't even fuck with that shit, but look at it now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a possibility, but 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna say no, just because if I hear and the raw potential is there, then I'm with it 9 times out of 10 because I believe in the little guy.
Okay, all right, I got you. All right.
See, now a national come to me, I'm automatically looking at them for a check.
Right.
It's a total different ball game.
Right.
But that independence, as far as I'm concerned, shit, we in the growing lane. You here in the city, I'm in the city. Let's do a couple of things. I even help develop some children like, yeah, come on. They ain't even got to know you ain't on the party. Just do something to promote you.
Right.
Do something to promote you. It ain't about me, it's about you. Here's an opportunity for you to build on your shit in conjunction with somebody else. And I think that's part of our problem just as the blacks in the industry alone. We too busy trying to count the next individual's pockets opposed to creating situations that garner even more money. Because at the end of the day, like I keep saying, when the dope good is sell itself, if me and you together, you got 50 people to like your dope, I got 50 people to like my dope, we at the same spot. They get a chance to sample both of these drugs, guess what? Ding, 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 that's 100% now.
Right.
Because they done sample this dope and they like it. These motherfuckers over here, they like it. They gonna tell somebody, That's part of the program. It's simple, it ain't that hard.
Right. Let me ask this, HENHOUSE. I want to piggyback off something you just said earlier in terms of networking and relationships. Now, I would say this to a few guests I've had on here. I tell so many artists here in my city, build relationships, network. Relationships and networking will take you further than any motherfucking dollar amount will take you. Some people listen to me, some people don't. You feel what I'm saying? You, as a DJ, who artists come to an approach and want you to fuck with them, speak on how important a relationship is and how they can go further than money right there.
Man, I've been blessed and enjoyed the years that I have in the business and have touched some of the biggest artists in the game directly and then had them at the club, at the strip club, performing live, and didn't cost me a dime.
Because your relationship.
Because of relationships. Because of relationships developed over the years. They didn't happen from just overnight. And that happened from me getting out on the road, coming to New Orleans, coming to Tennessee, coming to St. Louis, coming to Miami, coming to Chicago, going into these different markets and making relationships with other DJs and tastemakers around the country. See, the one thing I respect, and shout out to Tony Neal with the core DJs.
Right.
When I initially first got into the core, they was like, and shout out to my man Lamar Hayes. He actually was the first one that he put me on it, but he's like, dog, in order to be a part of their situation, you got to be doing something in your market. That was easy. I'm killing the strip clubs. Wasn't nobody doing as many parties as me. Nobody out here active. Nobody had an organization through the strip clubs except me. No disrespect to Coalition DJs and all these other strip club DJ crews came along after I started the Detroit TNA DJs, which is the TNA DJs worldwide. That came along afterwards. You know, and with no disrespect, you know, I tried to have some conversations with some people who were in a space where we could have pushed that much further. And they basically dropped the ball, in my opinion. Because it's a situation where, like I said, dog, all you gotta do is get in the car. I'll drive. I'm already doing it because that's why I'm doing the shit that I'm doing. Way before the strip club shit even blew way out the water before it was, because I seen it. I already knew where it was going.
Right, okay.
I knew where it was going. It had no choice because of the way that the streets was rolling at this particular time. We talking about the late 80s, 90s. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is when the shit getting good out here.
Right.
Motherfuckers kind of, they fought against it. Even niggas here in the city. They couldn't see the bigger picture. But now you a part of another national situation, then ain't like your own shit that you had.
Right.
You know what I mean? You had some shit that had you directly tied in, and we was doing the same shit, but you couldn't see it through.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't trust the process. So because of that, here we are. And I'm not mad. I'm still able to enjoy it because of what? We talk about relationships. They can't get around that part of it. That's like,
you can't.
Hey, you know HENHOUSE? Oh, you ain't talk to HENHOUSE? Oh, Nick, y'all you know who HENHOUSE is? They keep running into that. That's like when motherfucker asks them, do they know about the East Side Cheddar Boys? Like, you know, and it's a reason that's like that. You know what I mean? Because I've been out there to put the work in. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they didn't understand it. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. They didn't understand what it was. And if they got on board earlier, they'd have seen the fruits of they'd have been able to benefit from it a lot faster.
Right.
Let's talk about the keys.
Let's talk about Detroit, the Detroit artists. Now, artists out of Detroit, I guess it would be considered national success. You got, of course, Eminem. You got D12. You got Royce the 5'9". And forgive me if I leave somebody out. You got Trick. What's your girl? Dej Loaf. Drunken Master. The list goes on.
Cash Doll. 42 Doug.
42. Yeah.
Big Sean.
Big Sean, yeah.
Man, like, you know, it's crazy too, Ma, because I think back to my very early days in the strip club and remembering we had maybe this many Detroit records to be able to play. Out of that amount right there, probably less than half of that was really quality and put together as they should be. Now, man got files and files and files and files and more files of Detroit records. And as a DJ, that really made me feel good. I seen things really turn in the corner after, I want to say the Doughboys Cash Out.
Okay.
A success. I saw the evolution of it, and that was probably about the time too where everything got away from doing it for the passion and opposed to I got this bag for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's when it didn't matter how good your record really sounded, as long as you had that bag behind it, then we gonna make you a star out here. You know what I mean? And it was terrible. You know what I mean? It was terrible. But at the point, you know, like my man said in the movie, is no control over here. Everybody just running around, loose cannons. Everybody just doing their own thing. It's renegade. And without no control over it, this is what you get.
Right,
you know what I mean? And ultimately, at the end of the day, it still puts a situation where it's some good quality records that should have got action that didn't.
Right.
And people miss their opportunities. They talking about, well, damn, what happened to this artist and what happened to that artist? Well, they put all their blood, sweat, tears into trying to make this go over here. Y'all didn't want to support it, and it was good. Y'all just refused to get behind it, so they washed out.
Right.
They gave up on the game. You know what I mean? And for Detroit, you know, the game is so oversaturated now. Even, you know, my man Icewear Vezo, it's so many artists out of the city of Detroit.
It is.
I mean, so many.
It is.
Every nook, every cranny, and I mean, and these are the ones that I know of. I ain't even talking about the younger ones that I don't even have a clue about. It's coming through the pipelines, it's doing their thing. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of those.
Right.
On top of it, I can even say this. I'm ecstatic that we even have a strong, young group of musicians coming through the city of Detroit right now. A bunch of young musicians. There's horns, keys, everything.
The instrument game. Dude,
killing them. And they teaming up with they homies that rap. It's a young brother here named Malcolm Elliott. This dude rapping and playing the saxophone.
Okay, that's different. That's different.
Dog.
That's different.
Rapping and playing the saxophone and got a 3-piece band behind him.
That's different.
Dog. Cold.
That's
Cold
different.
with it. You know what I mean? I'm inspired as a DJ to see that.
Right.
Now, will there be a mixture where the DJ and this artist and band could get together and really make that shit formulate where they really give us a pressure to it? You know what I mean? Without necessarily talking about how much of the bag is involved in it. Because I still believe no matter what, yeah, you got to have some money in this game. Ain't no ifs, and buts about it.
Motherfucking right.
But from the local side, it ain't no reason why these dudes ain't getting together and putting on their own little sessions economically free. Hell, it's some older cats that do some shit every Sunday in a park called Blues in the Park. They ain't doing nothing but a generator something else, and they getting a gang of people to come out for it. So you can't tell me people don't like good music. You know what I'm saying? That's just what that is.
Right. Let me ask you this, bro. Matter of fact, man, before I say this, I forget I left a few artists out. No disrespect. These are some artists whose name I was hearing when I was living up there. I forgot to mention Tone.
Yeah, of course, Tone.
New School, and I forgot to mention K Deezy. I forgot to mention Street
Lord family, all of that.
Street Lords, Cheddar Boys, all that
Blade
shit.
Icewood,
rest in peace. Rest in peace. Yeah, I'm up on all that shit.
Yeah. How could you for the time you spent here, there was no way for you not to. Why?
Exactly.
You heard Detroit shit when you was here.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You heard it. You hung out the clubs with us, you heard it. You know what I mean? You couldn't get away from it. That's what I'm saying. That was the point to it. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Out of all the artists we just named, and then whatever artists we didn't mention, how many artists in Detroit, did DJ HENHOUSE play a part in their career, whether big or little, and help get them to where they're at? Name a few artists that you specifically had something to do with, whether it was playing the record first or you jumped on the bandwagon after the fact and helped do this right here. Names out of the artists we named or some that we didn't name, what artists can HENHOUSE say, yeah, I fuck with that?
Man, I would say up until probably 2018, just about any record that was coming through the city of Detroit, I touched.
Okay, all right.
Just about any record. And because I was the director of the Detroit TNA DJs, all those records came across my desk. Even when you started going back in time, like, when you guys came in town, I was first one on all the BG records.
Sure was.
First one. I'm getting directly through the pipeline for anybody. Tone Records. Tone performed at the strip club, wasn't even old enough because of the relationship between Carol, Doc, and all of us. Right. I took him to All Stars. He was the first dude to even rap on 8 Mile.
Okay.
He wasn't even old enough. I think Tone was 16 years old at the time. Brought him in, let him perform, got him out of there. But at the end of the day, the point was, anything that was moving through the streets of Detroit, I had to touch it. It was a necessity. It was a necessity because of the relationships that I had around the country.
Right.
I was a nigga who was able to pick up the phone and call a Bigger Rankin or Tony Neal or whoever it was in Chicago or whatever the case may be anywhere else. That ain't saying I felt like I was a shit. That was just saying I made sure I had relationships. And for those people that I mentioned, it's important for them to have a relationship with me. Because they like, shit, we got a nigga in Detroit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's important, and that's the part of it that I think a lot of people in the industry, especially a lot of the DJs, don't understand. It's more than you being a nigga that's playing records. It's so much more than that, and it's always have been. But I respect every DJ for their particular gift. If that ain't your gift, it's not your gift. I get it. But in the same token, you got to be that go-to person. You got to be somebody that the labels in the industry can reach out to say, hey, we got such and such a talent. Is there anything we could do? Because that's all it was.
Right. I agree with that.
That's all it was. And it wasn't about no, hey, we finna give you X, Y, and Z. Here, nigga, you gonna get your props from this. I had 8-Ball MJG at the club. I had T.I. He wasn't even, to my knowledge, he had never, ever, ever performed in a strip club until he came here to Detroit.
Okay.
I never knew of him performing in any strip club. He came here and did about 7, 8 records on stage. Me, Tony Neal, Big Al Harper. This was all relationships. Big Boy, Foulcast. All relationships. All relationships. To this day, hey, dog, hey, y'all good? Come on. CeeLo used to call me all the time. Hey, we gonna be in town tonight. He come and hang out at the strip club with me all night. All with relationships.
Important. That's the word, bro. That's the most.
All with relationships. No money. No
Right.
money exchange. All relationships. Make sure the situation good. Got you. I believe in that. But sometimes, again, dog, the money can't pay for the relationship. The relationship is in play.
It can't.
There's
Bro.
nothing you can do with that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do with that. That's to the walls and back. And I'd have been out of town on a bigger rank. Hey, come on. I got you. Don't worry about it. Here's a flight, hotel. Carol, come on to New Orleans. Hey, don't worry about it. We got it.
Right. True story. I can vouch for that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, we got it. So, no, these are all relationships.
Right.
That's what I love about the game. That's why I'm still doing what I'm doing. For that reason alone. I don't worry about the youngsters. I allow them to do what they do. If they come across my desk, hey, OG, can you help me with this? Yeah, here you go. It's simple as it should be.
Mm-hmm. I'm so glad you rubbing that fact in of the relationships, bro. Because people have gotten past that because of the money. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's still based on who you know and not burning bridges. It's based on that, bro. At the end of the day, that's what it's still based on.
Say what you gonna do and do what you say.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, definitely.
As long as you can stay in there, everything good.
Right.
Everything good.
All right, HENHOUSE, Detroit TNA DJs.
Yes, sir.
TNA, titty and ass. Detroit TNA ass DJs.
Yeah.
Speak on that. Speak on how that formed and your role and why that is important in the city of Detroit. Give us the game on that, man.
All right, so the Detroit TNA DJs was started in 1987.
Okay, I know.
My man DJ Madhouse, DJ Hardbody, which was more referred to as the superhero of DJs, and he was general manager of one of the largest strip clubs here in the city called Pantheon. And my guy DJ Mike McLeod. And basically, Detroit TNA DJ started as, hey man, let's get together since we got control of the streets, because here and Drunken Master was a part of the situation. DJ Flex, a few other DJs out of the city, but we were the main guys who were working 5-6 days a week. So you figure we got access to all the girls. We got access to all the artists. We got access to all the street niggas. Now, And this was back in 87. So if we could collectively get all of those things together in the same place at the same time, what we got? Power. Control. Nothing we can't do.
Right.
That was then, 80s, back in the 80s, early 90s. And I'm saying like, yo, come on, y'all. Think about this. You got 10 strip club DJs, right? And with these 10 strip club DJs, if each one of them DJs can get 10 dancers apiece, that's 100 dancers, right?
Right.
What club do you know of would turn down having 100 girls at their club on one night? And
None.
they making money off of each and every one of them. They didn't have to worry about going to find them. On top of, you're going to have a built-in clientele of customers because each one of these girls got their own selective group of followers as well.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's real simple. But yet, this has been the hardest thing to devise ever in life. Because for whatever reason, we can't get everybody on the same page for nothing.
You never will. You never will.
Exactly. And that's the point. We never will. I've tried to explain this for years, over and over and over and over again. The DJs here was complaining, oh man, we can't be in here working for that little bit of money, this, that, and that. I said, yo, y'all too busy in there asking them for money, as opposed to showing them how to get money.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all worried about that little money. And this was, I want to say, early 2000s. It was a big call with all the DJs out the city. And I'm like, yo, man, I made that money in 86 that y'all talking about.
Throwback money.
This 2000.
Yeah.
Y'all still waiting on the club owners to give you something opposed to earning your own and making yourself an asset instead of a liability. See, when you go into a club owner, and this is the thing that I try to get a lot of understand, you go into these club owners, and believe it or not, even, let's say, the raunchiest little spot, probably still making $200,000, maybe $300,000 a year.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right?
Right.
So when you talk to them about, all right, let me get $100 plus my tip out, that ain't really no money to them. That ain't registering to them. It really ain't registered to the motherfuckers who handling millions of dollars. They got successful clubs. Right. They got day shifts and night shifts. They really only talking about numbers. So as far as they're concerned, that's just a DJ. Give them $100 and then it's no big deal. Go ahead. Opposed to if you're able to say, yo, I'm able to improve how many girls you're going to have in here this night. You're going to do X amount in liquor sales. You're going to have X amount of customers in here tonight. If you know how to have that conversation, they on board.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And even if you don't know how to have that conversation, if you got somebody else that do know how to have it, play your position. This part you don't do.
Right.
That part over there, that's what you do. That's you, right? That's what you said. That ain't what I said.
Right.
This is what you say. You say you get out on this. That's your thing. We love it. You are the shit at that. Do that and let this other nigga do this over here. And everybody be lock and step. Cause it's easy to get it if you allowed to have it, but you gotta trust the process. You can't get all into your spice like, they working a deal. They don't tell them what they getting out of it. No, you had the opportunity to be sitting at the table yourself. You didn't want that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So many times so many times that's an issue for us. We create our own barriers for no reason. You know what I mean? And for the TNA DJs, that was part of it. I'm not mad. Even then again, he go to the national organization, same thing. He DJs, core DJs, you know, nerd DJs. It's been the same situation. And that's no diss to nobody. Because that's where, like we say, vision. Maul, you had a vision for how you want your show to go.
Right.
I can't tell you that. Because that's not my vision. That's your vision.
Right. Absolutely. You
say, "Hen, whoop. Okay, bet. Let's do it." That's how it's supposed to be. It should be nothing else. Right. Don't overthink it for no other reason because there's no need for you to. Right. Especially unless you got something that's going to, unless you have something that's going to enhance
the vision. Right.
The vision.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
What was our conversation about the record?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's enhancing it.
Right.
Don't tell me why my shit won't work. Tell me how to help it make it work.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. I'm so glad we have. Yes, exactly, bro. Exactly. All right, HENHOUSE. Now, outside of TNA, man, listen, your hands are everywhere, bro. You DJing also in the Hangovers Bar and Grill. You DJing in Storms, which is a hookah and cigar lounge. Speak on that, like, we know you DJing in both of these spots, but like, why is that important? And how is that allowing HENHOUSE to also keep an imprint on Detroit music? Are you breaking music in those areas right there, or are you just kind of doing it as a here and there type thing? You know what I'm saying? Speak on why Hangovers and Storms is important to HENHOUSE and how that's important to Detroit. Speak on that, bro.
All right, so for me, man, and just like how I talked about going into other markets to hear records and what have you, it's important for me to still be in the clubs because of having that imprint. And I'm still working with a lot of artists. You know what I mean? So I still like to provide a platform for records to be broke and create a space where now these people over here who may not even know of the artist become familiar with the artist. And once they come familiar with the artist and now they starting to sing the record, then guess what? Hey, come on through here, y'all, tonight. I'm gonna have y'all performing one record. Don't worry about nothing else. Just do this one record.
Important. That's
I don't need you to do nothing else. Just do this one record because they've been hearing it, they're familiar with it, and then go. But mind you, I'm only doing what I've been doing my entire DJ career, from the strip clubs all the way through. If a record fit in that particular platform or that area, I'm gonna play that record. If I get the people to like it, then I'm gonna have that artist come there. That's exactly what I did with the strip clubs. I'm gonna show you how your record is working. You're gonna see that, oh, he ain't actually playing my record, because you're gonna be able to look around and you're gonna see the staff, not the customers, but you're gonna see the staff bobbing their head. Because you know who hear more music than the DJs? The staff. The staff at the clubs hear more music than anybody. They there at the beginning, they there at the very end.
Right.
On top of everything that's going on throughout the course of the night.
Right. That's true, bro. That's true.
So if you look around the room and you see the staff bobbing their head, that means you got a decent record. Them your other A&Rs. People don't even know it.
Yes, exactly. I'm glad you said that. You're right about that.
People don't even know it. Those are the other A&Rs.
You're right about that.
They hear just as much music as the DJ.
That's so true, dog. That's so true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen, they ask me like, "Hey, why you call yourself Sam Rothstein?" Oh, because I'm same way.
I ain't know that. You call yourself that, bro?
Oh, yeah.
That's the Sam Rothstein. Robert De Niro in Casino.
Yeah. The Sam Rothstein of the game, baby.
I didn't know that, bro. Okay, you put me up. I didn't know that, dog.
Yeah, the Sam Rothstein of the game. I want the same amount of chicken wings in every basket. I know what it is.
Damn, bro, you crazy.
Yeah. The Sarah Ross thing.
I know exactly what that is, dog. You crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I can respect it.
You gotta understand that's what this business is. And to me, again, that's been a problem though, because I think, it intimidates a lot of people because they think I'm trying to overtalk them. Oh, this is what I do. I'm trying to give you the game so we can win from it.
Right.
I don't know all the answers. I know I don't. I just good at what I do.
Right. All right, HENHOUSE. This is something I want to.
Wait, let me say this too though.
Wait.
With hangovers, that's the youthful imprint for me.
Okay.
That allows me to have the opportunity to be able to work some of my younger artists, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Now, Storm is a cigar and hookah lounge.
Right.
That's the spot where I bring my mature people out.
All right.
So
all right.
For
The older crowd.
For the older crowd and shit, motherfuckers like to smoke cigars, have hookah, what have you, lounge back and enjoy some good R&B grown music. I work that angle. So for the R&B artists that I touch, here's a nice intimate setting for you to come through. We're going to have cigars and smoke for Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? I want to do some shit like that. So now I'll feature an R&B artist that I'm touching, whose record I've been playing in that, environment. Here we go. Everybody winning.
Right. Gotcha.
And this ain't costing us nothing.
Right. You're right about that, bro. You're right about that.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't costing us nothing.
Okay, I want to speak on some shit you're doing as far as, because HENHOUSE also is doing good deeds, and people need to know that. He got his hands in the community. People need to know that. Now, the annual toy drive. Toys in the Hood. We all know about NWA Boys in the Hood, which is a street element. HENHOUSE is a part of Toys in the Hood. You get what I'm saying? An annual toy drive that goes on once a year in Detroit. Speak on how that came about. I know the reason for it, you feel me? Obviously the reason for it, but speak on how that came about and what your exact role is in that.
All right, so Toys in the Hood started 2012.
Okay.
And basically, you get to a point in your career when you're doing things, and like, even for me, I started, with my music career, I was in a group called the Fresh Boys back in the day, and we used to go around and do a school tour it was a Say No to Drugs tour, which actually Carol Dorsey picked up and did another version of.
All right.
Well, ours was Say No to Drugs, but hers was the stay in school situation. But long story short, I've always had that going into the schools, touching the kids, and what have you. In 2012, I decided that I wanted to do a toy drive. And it kind of just started organically from there. I started calling a few people like, hey, we're going to get together. My man, Wild Man Teddy T, his father has a church that's here in Detroit. And he was like, his dad wanted to do something. I'm like, let's tie it in. Let's make it happen. And what I'll do is I'll add my elements to it as far as DJ, so on and so forth. And we just kind of built it out. We did it the first year, it went good. The next year we went to one of the rec centers and it expanded a little bit more. And I just been building on it ever since. Last year for 2020, of course, we couldn't do it because of COVID or whatnot. But I said I was going to hit the ground running this year. So I got the 501c3 together. Everything's settings in place. I actually just a couple of days ago went and picked up probably about 2,000 toys, and got them set aside ready for, this coming December or whatnot. But, the Toys in the Hood campaign is about not just toys. I call it Toys in the Hood, but I take coats, hats, gloves, scarves, food, canned goods, turkeys. We do everything because at the end of the day, it's a need for everything. And it really hurt me that I couldn't do it this year, considering everything that was going on. But in the interest of being safe, I said, I'm cool, I'll wait. And that gives me time enough to really develop it and make sure that it's really even bigger this coming year, which this year we're going to do 3 days. Typically it started off 1 day, then we teamed up with somebody else in 2 days. This year's going to be 3 days, but the ultimate goal is next year we're gonna do 12 days. It's gonna be the 12 days of Christmas. So starting December the 12th through the 24th. Every day we're gonna do a different part of the city with the same drop off, same juice. We just gonna feature different artists, different DJs from across the city, around from out of town. It's gonna be huge. Next year's gonna really be big. But that's been my baby. I've been taking care of it. I'm really excited about what it's gonna be doing for this year. It even allows me to touch some of the other surrounding cities as well to the city of Detroit, like Inkster, Highland Park, a few other areas. But I mean, the biggest thing about that is just doing for these families, man, because it's important. You know what I mean? And the more we look at the economic climate or the climate of the United States right now, thank God that other fool is out of office now. You know what I mean? Not that we all the way out the woods with who we got, but in the same token, I feel a little bit more optimistic than I have. So, you know, I'm excited about Toys in the Hood, though.
I had to speak on that Henhouse because I mean, cut y'all. I want to speak on that because, of course, you legendary as a DJ, bros, and we can go on and on about your DJ credentials. But shit like this, in my opinion, whether it's you or no matter what celebrity or person is across the country, right, this don't get as much exposure as the entertainment side. Right. You get what I'm saying? Yep. People need to, I want to ask you that because people need to know that us as, and I can put myself in that same bracket too, us as celebrities, whatever, we do shit outside of the camera that we do to help. And it just don't get that publicity because it's not considered entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want you to speak on that and tell what it is you do for the city of Detroit outside of spinning records. You follow what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely. Well, I've been the head for that for over the past 12 years. I just got a board of directors together. So, you know what I mean, it's gonna really take off this year. You know what I mean? They're gonna see it because, like you're saying, it don't get enough recognition, but I got some pieces in place where they gonna know, like, oh, that's HENHOUSE thing. Like my man DJ Irie to do his big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to be that for the city of Detroit because we don't have nobody. You know what I mean? We just don't have nobody that's in that space that's doing those shit that's that big where the entire city recognizes it. So I say, ain't nobody doing it, no problem. I'll take that ring. You know what I mean? I'll take it. It's no problem.
Now also, which is I think something that's big right here, DJ HENHOUSE, strip club DJ, titty and ass DJ.
Yes, sir.
Breaking records in the city.
Yes, sir.
Toys in the Hood. This nigga is also the official DJ for the city council president of the neighborhood of Highland Park in Detroit. Official DJ for city council. That's some political shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's some political shit. What's gonna be the next some shit? You feel me?
Hey man, listen. City council president on his way to being the mayor of Highland Park. That's my man, Big Carlton, man. Hey, dude.
How did that come about? You his D. Let me hold up, pause, and I ain't mean to cut y'all pause. This is city council. That's politics.
Yeah.
I got two questions. How the fuck did a city council guy who was involved in politics say to himself, I need a DJ attached to me? You feel me? For one, because he could have said a bunch of other shit. I need this. I need a DJ attached to me. For one, why did he say that? And then for two, how the fuck did HENHOUSE come into that equation? Speak on that, please.
All right, so my man, and believe it or not, what's the greatest part is he actually was in the music business. He was a record. He was a record rep. He actually used to move records around the city, and we met because of him coming to the clubs. Okay. From there, we developed a relationship. He went on to work for one of the Spirit brands. I did some work with him with that Spirit brand. And not only that, but we both did street team work as well. So now, if you take those ingredients and start putting them into, here's a guy who has street cred, but is also knowledgeable and not just talking it, but educated. Okay. Right? That's him.
Right.
Now you figure, and man, it was crazy when he came to me about his campaign. It was like, I'm about to run for city council. Like, you know, I'm like, well, you running for president? What you doing? He like, well, it's the top vote getters that, you know, that become the president. I said, okay, so we shoot for president then, because the type of dude you are, you can't have the impact that you need unless you at that top seat. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna work no other way. You know what I mean? And this is a guy that we've been with years. It's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Really, truly my brother. And long story short, man, when I say we put down a campaign like we was breaking a record, like that, like for real street team shit, they had never seen anything like that for the city of Highland Park.
Okay.
So, and my name, while we was doing fundraisers and stuff like that, is DJ HENHOUSE, the voice of the campaign. Because I did our PSAs, you know, a couple other little things for his campaign, but these were all little extra bells and whistles that nobody else ever thought about, but they haven't done the things that me and him had done over the years, which is the reason why the collaboration alone was just magnificent. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't ask for it. And I hate to tell the story, but I got to. I'll never
tell it, please, bro.
So,
tell it.
The morning of the campaign, right? Me and him up. It's 12, about 3 o'clock in the morning. We out snipering the city, putting up poster boards, everything, so people can get out to vote the next day, right? That next morning, we was riding down one of the streets, and the mayor of the city, him and his campaign manager was standing outside of one of the polling places. So they didn't know that we had a digital mobile billboard along with a van with a megaphone. I'm in the van with the megaphone saying, please get out and vote. This, that, another. Then we had this mobile billboard coming up the street. We passed each other at the same time. And just the look on the mayor's face at that moment was classical, because he like, what the hell are they doing? He just running for city council. But man, listen, it's great things going on for the city of Highland Park. It's only about 2.9 miles, but it's right smack dab basically in the middle of Detroit. So if you're coming from downtown Detroit or you coming from the suburbs, you got to ride through it. You know what I mean? To kind of get to either point. And it's a historical place because that's where Henry Ford, that's where the plant originally was for Ford Motor Company.
All right.
So the Model T Ford cars and all that shit, that's where they were actually built in that city.
All right.
So the historical side of it is huge, man. It's nice big homes over there, but it been like the city of Detroit. They had a hard time, you know what I mean? Crack came in, it took a lot of us out, you know what I mean?
Right,
No jobs, a lot of the stuff is going on, but he's set on trying to change that. So me being a DJ and being friends with him, we creating that situation just made it all the more better. Then when we tie in the community aspect of it, when I do Toys in the Hood, I do one in Highland Park. So we get the entire city of Highland Park behind it and supporting it. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? It's just relationships.
Right.
It's just relationships. That's all.
And for those of y'all that don't know, y'all might have heard us say this earlier, but Maul the Pimp lived in Detroit. I lived in Detroit for 2 years, from 2005 until 2007. And I lived on the west side of Detroit, downtown, off of Woodward Avenue on Pingree Street, right by Tiger Stadium. I lived on the west side of Detroit, so I really lived in the hood, in the city of Detroit.
Yes, sir.
I really lived there. When I first came to Detroit, I lived in Southfield for about 6 months at a hotel in Southfield that was paid for by FEMA. Because I was a Hurricane Katrina victim. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And once I got my own house, I lived on the west side of Detroit, downtown on Woodward Avenue. So I'm from Tennessee. I got New Orleans roots, but at the end of the day, I always let me say this, HENHOUSE. I've always called Detroit my second home. I've always called it that. The reason I say my second home, I mean my third home. Let me say that.
Right.
Tennessee is my first home. New Orleans is where I had my roots at because of my connection. So New Orleans was my second home. When I left New Orleans, I ended up in Detroit, and I lived there for 2 years, and I made connection with a bunch of homies in the city like you feel me, and a bunch of business people. So Detroit is always considered my third home. New Orleans my second, Detroit my third. I can move through Detroit without a GPS. You know what I'm saying?
As you
without
should.
a GPS, bro. Yeah,
as you should. And knowing that you got ghetto tour guys down here that's going to walk you through.
Like
Let me
a
turn the light
motherfucker,
off
bro.
for you. Let me turn the light off for you. Hold on. It's
like
easy.
a motherfucker. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, believe that.
Okay, let me ask you this, bro. Let me speak on some street history in Detroit. Okay, 2 people just been released from jail who are real legendary in Detroit for their street codes, I can say. First, I want you to speak on this to whatever knowledge you can. Street Lord Warren just came home.
Mm-hmm.
Southwest T, which is a part of the BMF scenario. A lot of people know or didn't know that BMF was originated out of Detroit. Southwest T, Big Meech. Southwest T from BMF coming home. Street Lord Warren coming home. What does that mean for the streets of Detroit?
Well, let's start with the music side of it first.
Okay.
With Juan coming home, it's it's a pressure valve that's been released, so to speak, because here was a dude who was literally tied in, you know, throughout the city, and basically, you know, it's unfortunate how he went down, you know what I mean? But more importantly, he back up now.
Right.
And
Okay.
for the city overall, we gained one of our true champions.
Salute.
And he one of the dudes who, if I had to put my bet on making some powerful moves real soon, he'd be that.
Okay.
Definitely hands down, he would be that.
Right.
Just because he got so much love, and there's so many of the youngsters from the city who, you know, was aware of him, but never, you know what I'm saying, never had the opportunity. But now with him being home, it's definitely gonna be some more music coming out here, and it's gonna be some huge collaborations because the boy tied in. I mean, hands down. And unfortunately, you know, I one of the dudes who stood up in court against him, you know, I knew this dude too. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. Anyway, not as far as Southwest T is concerned, hey man, they name rang bells. They done already started shooting the BMF movie here. You know what I mean? Cash Doll in it, a few other people, and it's a great look for the city of Detroit in terms of them with 50 of them doing a movie or whatnot. Nobody really understands the depth of how deep that BMF shit really and truly was.
Right.
And I was fortunate enough to be one of the DJs in the air when if Big Meech blew through the club, you knew your night was about to be, it was about to be long, but you was about to be handsomely paid for your time. You know what I mean? I'll just say that. Handsomely paid for your time.
Right.
Indeed. Hey, say that to my man HENHOUSE or give it to them bottles. Dog, I don't need nothing to drink. No, take them fucking bottles.
Right.
He shit in the club was so serious, you know what I mean? That was like they say the good fellas, those were glorious times. They were glorious times in the club. You know what I mean? Like to say nothing less. But Southwest T coming home, man. I'm excited about that. I'm hoping that the streets will remain intact. You know what I mean? And I'm sure he ain't out here for no wild shit, but I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's who they is. The family is who the family is. So it's a good look, man. I look to see some things changing around the city. We gonna see how it turn out.
One more thing I need to ask you, bro, before we get out of here. Now, Detroit is known for the legendary no-fly zone. Anybody can't just come through Detroit. And I think that was started by shout out to Trick, and shout out to the dude, the guy Big Sweet. Shout out to him. Trick put the imprint on that no-fly zone. But what I can really say, and I'm from Tennessee, but I see shit like this motherfucker ain't just saying that shit. This is for real right here. You feel me? You like so. Speak on from what you can. The no-fly zone of Detroit. Why is that relevant? And then just give us some education on that, bro. Just give us some education on the no-fly zone of Detroit. Who can fly through Detroit, bro? And if you on that restriction list, why?
You fly through the city, but you gonna have to check in with the city. I mean, and for Trick, it's a trick in every town, as far as I'm concerned.
You're right about that. You know,
you're right about that. And in all fairness, I ain't mad at him for being a gatekeeper.
Okay.
There have been some people who have felt this way or that way about how certain situations kind of played out.
Right.
But at the point we done already said what it is, and you choose to skip the protocol and do it your way, then you have to answer to that. That's no different than, me saying in the beginning that you got to respect Detroit.
Right.
For who we are and what we believe in. And that's the gift and the curse, because for some of us, that mentality, we don't know how to shake it or when to ratchet it up or ratchet it down. But in the same token, for me, that's my thing about, I felt that way about DJs, national DJs coming into the market and not playing Detroit records. I had a major issue with that.
I heard that the first time I saw you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A major issue with that, because I wasn't asking niggas to play records that was bullshit. It was some shit that we had that was going on that was on the radio. If that shit good enough to be on radio here, nigga, you definitely good enough to play it in the party here. And considering that everybody that's in the party is from here, you can't do nothing but big your situation up by playing some of our shit at our party.
Right.
We just keep it 100.
Right.
I put the call out and say, yo, such and such gonna be in town. He doing the motherfucker boat, right? We gonna go up to this motherfucker. Everybody get in this bitch, and we gonna wait, and then we gonna surround the motherfucking DJ booth. He not gonna know who everybody is regardless. But we gonna politely ask, hey, can you go on such and such? Can you go on this, go on that? And if a nigga don't, we gonna tear this bitch up because we at home.
There you go, bro.
Period.
There you go.
Period. Because I'm not talking about little Pookie in the record who just coming about the streets and ain't got no rhythm to it or no action to it. I get that. But when we got niggas who records is on the radio and you tell me, nah, I can't play that shit. I ain't playing that shit. Whoa, I'm the wrong nigga to say that to.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in my town.
Right.
And again, you playing for our people. And not only was you going to get it, but the nigga who hired you, who was one of the mayor's sons, he was about to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because nigga, you pull this nigga in here, you got all these other talented DJs is right here in the city, run your city.
Right.
You giving these motherfuckers these big ass checks and we ain't getting them. And these niggas ain't playing our records, they playing a bunch of they shit. And what? And you making your money off of us?
Right. I respect that, bro.
That's the no-fly zone. That's
I'm all for that, my nigga. I'm all for that. And I wish other cities would implement that same policy, bro. Because, like, at the end of the day, if you the nigga who finna get his ass beat behind there, you might think that's fucked up. But, hey, that's your fault, my nigga. But at the end of the day, my nigga, it boils down to one word. Motherfucking respect, bro.
Oh,
that's what it boils down to. Motherfucking respect, bro. That type of shit you just said, that goes on in my city, in a few more cities, of course. But when I look at it in my city, I say to myself, y'all let these niggas come in, whether they college DJs who started out on campus but migrated to the club, whatever. This nigga not from here, bro.
He not from here,
bro. You shouldn't be able to walk with this nigga and give him your shit and he turn it down without getting smacked upside his motherfucking head, bro. What are you gonna do? Gonna call his homeboys from a city that's 100 miles away? You know what I'm saying?
My thing is this. I'm not advocating for violence. I'm advocating for saying, dog, here go a quality record that's being played on the radio. See, like, I give you a perfect example. Kid Capri, my nigga. Hey, HENHOUSE, I'm gonna be in town. Come through, holler at me. I know what that means. I got my computer with me. He like, dog, what's happening? What's popping? Here go flash drive right here. You go. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of shit. Because to me, as a DJ, I ain't that nigga to come to your city and do a party and not find out who's shit hot down there.
You're not supposed to. That's disrespectful.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to find out what's going on in that motherfucking market. I want to know, because to me, hell, I might be able to take this shit back to my city, get that motherfucking pop. You like, shit, I'm coming to Detroit to fuck with you, Henhouse.
Bam. There you go. There you go. There you
It's
go.
simple.
Exactly, bro.
I tell artists all the time, I said, dog, listen, if you send your record out to 500 DJs, and out of them 500 DJs, you hear from 15 to 20 of them niggas, and out of them 15 to 20 of them, you got 10 of them niggas that's playing your record on a consistent basis, and you ain't gave them a dime, then the first niggas I'm going to see.
You right about that. You right about that, bro. You right about
Then
that.
the first niggas I'm going to see, them niggas who got on my record and supported it, and I didn't get them a slug.
You right. You right.
They played it because of what? Because they liked it.
That's it. That's right. That's
At
right.
the point they liked it, nigga, get what you need, a drop, what you need.
Right.
If the DJs, if the artists would just get into that space alone, their careers would go so much further. Develop a relationship with the DJ. Because from there, anything else is possible. I ain't saying you ain't gonna need no money. I'd be lying if I said that, but you get a whole lot further through that door if you got a relationship with a nigga actually like you as a person.
Damn. Thank you.
Opposed to looking for that motherfucking
I
check.
say that to so many people. Thank you, bro. If your nigga like you as a person, they will go so much further for you. I've said that. I do it myself for people, bro. I do it myself. I don't know. It's something about this nigga I like. He ain't got that, but it's something about this nigga that I like. It's something about him that I like. You feel what I'm saying?
To that nigga is something about that motherfucker I may have respect. And because of that, guess what?
Yeah.
Come on with it.
Right.
I got you.
Right. Right.
That's how relationships start. That's how they build.
Right. That's true.
Hey, man. But, you know, for a lot of niggas, they want to buy their way through. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing with the strip club. No, like, everybody want to buy their way through, dog. You can't buy me. I ain't for sale. Like, you don't have enough money for that. If you really want to buy me, come on, nigga, put on a couple $100,000. Now you got my attention. Now you got my attention.
Right.
Outside of that, if you talking about 500,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, you might be able to get my attention. But for a couple of $100, it ain't like that. If I like your record, I'm gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? You can't buy that. I'm saying that ain't for sale. You can't buy that.
Right.
If I like the record, I'm buying that motherfucker. I'm playing that bitch. And I'm gonna make sure some other motherfuckers hear it. Just for them to be like, Henhouse, the first thing I heard play that.
Right. It still come back to you. It still come back to you. Right. It still come back to you, bro. And
I don't lose. It's a win-win.
You still look like the big dog. You feel me? You still look like the big dog. Right.
I ain't gotta squeeze you out.
Right.
Oh, yeah, man. What it's gonna take for us to get our record played? Just give me a good record. That's all. Give me some shit that I can feel good about. I used to sell cars. I told motherfucker, if I can't feel good about selling it to you, ain't no good. I can't. I'm not gonna. I'm just not. I can't just sell you anything. You know what I mean? You know, you got some motherfuckers who sell you anything. I can't do it. No, I'm straight. That dope ain't good. I know it ain't, and I wouldn't take it, so I'm not gonna sell it to you.
Right. Right.
But you gotta have that in yourself. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't gonna have that. You know what I mean? Some motherfuckers used to the hustle or used to being what they say finessing. Is that the word?
That's the word. Yeah, that's the word. That's one of my words right there.
Yeah, they used to finessing the situation. I ain't, you know. I'm straight up with it. You bought 28 grams, you're going to get 28 grams. That's how I see it.
You bought an ounce, you're going to get an ounce, huh?
You're going to get that ounce, baby. I don't want no bullshit out you because I want my shit to be right when I come forward. You know what I mean? It's all easy.
Gotcha. Man, my nigga, DJ motherfucking Henhouse, legendary. Before we go, please give them your social media information so they can follow you and look you up. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever it is, give them all that, bro.
I make everything really super duper easy. For my personal shit, it's all DJ Henhouse. Everything. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all DJ Henhouse. For the Detroit TNA DJs, DetroitTADJs @gmail.com. That's the email address. If you got records that you want to submit for me to check out and be able to push through my network of DJs, DetroitTADJs @gmail.com. That's also the Instagram. Also, the national TNA DJs worldwide. That's TA DJs worldwide on Instagram and on Twitter. DJ Henhouse fan page. I'm out there. I'm always moving around. Toys in the Hood 2K19. That's the Instagram page. You can go there for information on Toys in the Hood. If you want to donate, we're going to have all that information going up on there, as well as the website information in a couple of days. So, man, I'm out there. Mar, I really want to say, brother, I really, really, really appreciate you reaching out to me. And I told you, you know, ironically, the day that you called me, I was just looking at some shit about New Orleans and talking about Hurricane Katrina. You know what I'm saying? That was huge for me, man. That really touched my motherfucking soul, because I'm like, damn, that let me know that, you know what I'm saying, the world is moving around. That was my New Orleans plug. And for you to be on the phone, and I had just talked to Carol not too long ago too. So, you know what I mean? That's big for me, man.
It was meant to be, bro. It was meant to be.
Peace to the homie BG, man. Get home soon, man. Whenever that is. You know, shout out to Carol Dorsey. Shout out to Don. Shout out to Tracy Baltimore. Everybody that was a part of that New Orleans thing, the Big Easy, man. Shout out to them. I know they're gonna be tuned in to you, so I gotta make sure I get love, man. You know what I mean?
It, bro.
It's all love here, man. Whenever you get ready to head back to the D, you know where I'm at, my baby. All you gotta do is reach out and touch me.
Man, DJ Henhouse again, man. Much love, much respect, bro. I appreciate you for tuning in. And my nigga, you know, we're a phone call away from each other, bro. So we're gonna always stay in touch, my nigga.
Send me some of them records, nigga. Stop playing. Send me some of them records.
As soon as we get out, bro. I'm gonna do that. As soon as we get out, bro. I'm gonna do that.
Word up.
Much love, bro.
Peace, King.